long leaflets are used for wrapping zongzi. It's a traditional Chinese dish made up of rice stuffed with different fillings. Even in Japan, these leaves are sold for making herbal teas and are also used in flavoring noodles and wrapping mochi rice cakes. Hey everyone, for those who are new here, my name is Sheetal and I make plant related and health related content on my channel. Welcome to my channel, welcome aboard. So friends, today I am here with this gorgeous plant named Alpinia zarambet. It is also known as shell ginger. Why it is called shell ginger? Not shell ginger. Why it is called shell ginger? Because it's a species of ginger and it gives flowers which resembles to the seashells. That's why it is called shell ginger. And these days people are keeping this plant as an ornamental plant at their houses. So let's know a little bit more about this plant. I have this beauty in variegated format, if you can see the variegation on its leaves. And this is a Rhizomatous perennial species of ginger, mostly grown in east of Asia. It can grow 8 to 10 feet taller and bear funnel shaped flowers to it, which resembles to seashell, as I said earlier. And in its natural habitat it grows up to 10 feet taller, but at home it can grow up to 3 to 4 feet taller. So this was a little bit information about this plant. Now let's move on to the care. How to care this plant? It's a pretty easy to take care of and it thrives all the time. It's not like I haven't seen this plant going in dormancy, and it's continuously growing. Maybe I stay in India, it's an Asian country and it has the required climate for it. Maybe that's why it's growing that well at my place. So let's get started. First, let's talk about the soil mixture. What kind of soil it needs? This is the plant which loves to stay in semi-moist or completely moist soil. See, I said moist. There is a difference between moist and soggy. So it loves to stay in moist soil but not in soggy soil. So it needs well-drained soil mix, but it should retain moisture as well. So our soil mix should contain 1 part of garden soil, 1 part of compost, then 1 part of coco peat to retain moisture, and 1 part of perlite or sand. I use rice husk in my soil mixture. If you can see, I will show you. I have added rice husk as well as perlite to it. Rice husk as well as perlite to it. So that was about the soil mix of this plant. Let's move on to watering requirement. As I said, this is a moisture loving plant, so let the top layer of the soil dry between waterings. I keep my plant outside in the balcony where it receives 2 to 3 hours of direct sunlight, so its soil dries out faster. So I have to water it every day. I water this plant every day, and now during summers I'm watering it like twice a day, in the morning as well as in the evening. I have to water this beauty. It asks for more and more water these days. It is always thirsty and I have to water it again and again and again. So that was about the watering requirement of this plant. Let's move on to the what kind of light it needs, where it loves to stay, where you have to place this plant in your home. See, this is a sun loving plant. If you have a place at your home where it receives direct sunlight for like 2 to 3 hours in a day, then it's great. You should place this plant near that place, or else you can just place it exactly next to the west facing or south facing window, where it will receive lot of bright indirect light or maybe little bit of direct light. I have placed mine in balcony where it's a west facing balcony, so it receives afternoon sun, maybe afternoon, evening, mid afternoon or evening sun, and it's for like 2 to 3 hours. Whole day it will stay in shade, and where it will receive lots and lots of bright indirect light, and for 2 to 3 hours it receives direct sunlight. And it's doing great. If you can see, it's continuously putting out new growth. continuously shooting new growth. Everywhere you will get to see new leaves coming out. And if you remember guys, I had made a video in December about plant haul. That time I got this plant. I had shown this plant in that video. If you will notice, there was only one stem in that at that time. There was only one stem, and now it has grown. Earlier it was in this smaller pot, and it filled that pot completely with its babies. And I was planning on repotting it because whole pot was filled with the baby plants. If you can see, there are so many babies right now. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 babies I can see. So that smaller pot was filled completely, and I was planning on repotting it. But 2 days back what happened? It was windy a lot 2 days back, and I had kept this plant on the rack in my balcony, top shelf of the rack, and due to wind the pot fell down, and it was a terracotta pot, so it completely broke. So forcefully wind made me to repot this plant, and I have repotted it in little bit of bigger pot. If you can see the size difference, I haven't repotted it in that big, but it's quite bigger than this pot, and it's doing great in this pot as well. And I'm hoping it will fill this pot soon, and I will propagate them later on. So that was about the sunlight requirement of this plant. Let's move on to the feeding, how to fertilize this plant. Usually what I do, every 15 days I fertilize my plants with some organic compost or any organic fertilizer like seaweed extract liquid fertilizer, or any compost like kitchen waste compost or cow dung compost or vermicompost. I use any of it to fertilize this plant, but I do fertilize it in every 15 days. As you can see, it's continuously growing and you have to feed it regularly. So every 15 days, and not for this plant only, all my house plants, all my balcony plants, I feed them every 15 days. Every alternate week you can say I feed them. So that was about the fertilization. Then let's move on to how to propagate this plant. So if you can see, this is the mama plant and it has grown many babies around it. So you can propagate this plant by root separation. When the plant becomes mature, it bears flowers, and those flowers, if they get pollinated, then those flowers turn into fruits, and with its seeds you can propagate this plant. So there are two different ways to propagate this plant. Either you go for root separation, or if you get its seeds, you can grow this plant with the seeds. As it's a tropical East Asian plant, it loves to stay in hot climates, and it can also bear little bit of colder climates as well. In winters also it was outside and it did well in winter as well. So climate doesn't affect much to this plant. And if you want, you can go for greener variety of this plant also. That one also looks pretty, and this is the variegated one, this one also pretty. So I'm just waiting for my beauty to flower soon, but it's not going to flower. It takes around 2 years, minimum 2 years. It doesn't flower before 2 years, and I don't know when I got it, how old it was. So I'm waiting for it to flower. It's going to take years. So friends, that was about this beauty, Alpinia zarambet, or you can call it as a shell ginger. I hope you liked my today's video. If you like it, then give a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends, family, and you can follow me on Instagram also. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Those who have subscribed already, thank you so much. And you guys stay safe, stay healthy, take care, bye.